Spring 2020 has offered us some amazing opportunities to create fresh choices. There are multiple science-based ways of looking at life, and tonight I'm going to present you some from the annals of the glorious Yellow Emperors period, combined with a bridge onto the 21st century. You're not going to hear this kind of material in your everyday life, so I want to prepare you for some new concepts that are very easy for you to grasp in our world, especially if you're used to systems thinking. So with that, let me start. These multiple ways of looking at life that are science-based with millions and millions of claims, what diminishes their value? What's missing in these studies? I can tell you from my perspective, it's context. Life defined in a laboratory, a rat, or even another person, other than you, does not have your context. Your context as a living human being on Earth is about eco-balancing environments, yours and the Earth's relationship to you. They're dynamically aligning to universal principles, and it's not about control. The heartbeat of intelligence and the essence of what's here is much wiser, and it delivers systems balance. It's about when and how to shape. And on this day, it's probably really, really of importance, these last few words, not to cure something. Too often we dig into the limits of defining our possibilities in linear language, and you're so much more than that. And it certainly gives reason for the ancients in their work, in their sciences, and in their societies to use metaphors and picture languages. The current news makes no attempt to account for nature's agenda, set into motion 10,000 generations ahead of us, with all the feedback loops that have been moving you forward regardless of conditions, with the earth in all your brilliance and the brilliance that's here. A model for such thinking is in motion to return with all its exquisite freshness. It's called biomimicry. The ancients would have called it period of the Yellow Emperors, 5,000 years, no war, innocence, engineering, in total alignment with nature, no toxicity, and a long list of other things that you're really searching for with your heart. And here we are in spring 2020, traversing the bridge out of industrial thinking and building our understanding of sustainability and regeneration. In Oriental medicine's perspective, which I'm going to start presenting to you here, it's called the 5 elements. And it presents nature's universal principles at work, a basis for understanding how to act in alignment with nature's regeneration patterns. Important? You question? Regeneration is what you do. Your new stomach lining next week, your new liver in 4 months. You're all about this. However, you've been stripped of your context about regeneration in the modern industrial world. Sustainable is not enough anymore. Born in the extended period of profound pondering of nature by an entire society untroubled by war, and the richness and clarity of knowledge remains with observable offerings that create true dynamic relationships with our nature. How to be life-giving. It's a good time for you to know this. You are an ecosystem within the greater ecosystem, holding its light and gravity with the performing intelligence of 10,000 generations ahead engineering to nourish and support you. Life is working. There is something much more to be gained in the opulence of nature's changing seasonal cycles. It's called consciousness. What can personally be gained in life with nature's supporting agenda in spring and summer expansions and contractions of autumn and winter, the universal principles in seasonal change is far, far beyond your grasp at the moment. but I can begin to take you there. Many leaders in our advanced sciences clearly agree. Until we are willing to admit consciousness into the current paradigm, we will never understand or advance beyond the current repetitious wall. Our current COVID timeout can bring you back to a center focus, one that yields to your priceless treasure of unfolding purpose, clarity, and being born renewed and sufficiently supported in this spring season of 2020, right here, right now. By fashioning our lives on the nourishing models held in the continuum of development in the natural world, there are hosts of additional benefits unfolding uniquely in perfect alignment with your ecosystem. Let me chat just a moment about a few of them. This past fall in contraction, in the power of autumn, we were building an awareness. We were either doing it really well or with our lens fogged over. In the golden light of autumn, we clear away what no longer serves us. We took an inward journey through winter, and we used winter light to claim newly cleared space. Doubt it for a moment? Look at the trees. They're teaching you. They're telling you what to do. Drop roots. Hold on to your reserve energy. Have a glorious moment, and then let go and drop all your leaves just as they do. And incubate the freshness. Prepare for spring in 2020. You were, in fact, doing this, and I would urge you to step aside from the busy and take a moment to reflect on this and get a hold of yourself, because we're eco-balancing, and we're doing this with all the earth and with the cosmos. We're not just hanging out in space, we're moving with it. And there are universal principles when allowed and followed to regenerate. The best of life has to offer you comes. So here's some fresh choices for spring 2020. I'm going to describe this process to you. Maybe you'll remember. I'm not telling you anything new. I'm not telling you nothing that you don't already know somewhere in your person. After the inward stillness of winter, which is the water element in Oriental medicine, the dynamic expansion of the wood element is now seen with thousands of shoots and buds and leaves and plants that are exploding back into life. Now is the time of the year when your own wood element is also begins to expand. After the inward care, note the word care, of winter, we are starting to venture out more to experience. It's about the return of the sun. No one controls that. It's all up to you for your own personal awareness to expand and to understand the cycle. The power of wood is gentle, it's persistent, and it's filled with the creative potential. Right here, right now, spring is holding you in your creative potential. It has the power of both being and becoming, of being true to your own nature and becoming more of yourself by clearly expressing your inner needs and desires. Wood gently penetrates the earth to bring forth water, source of all life. Drawing from our roots, we can find the energy to push forward with strength and purpose and firmness, always remaining supple, yielding, and true to our nature. Is that what you're thinking about? Is that what you're doing with the life force that's present and waiting to move you forward right in the middle of all this crisis? The seeds planted last autumn, you were working on this in contraction, that have germinated over the winter, become buds and begin to break through the cold earth. The signs of renewal and the hope that it stirs within us is the new energy, not the old stuff. Focus on the new energy. It will give you a sense of renewal. It will give you a vision and an inspiration to harness to fulfill your goals. The desire is held in the heart being the only organ that's connected to all your systems. You may not be able to act on it, but you sure can generate the bridges and the energy and the desire built, step forward, prepared and ready for when we're let go of all this. Spring is a perfect metaphor for determination and creativity in motion. It's the energetic movement and momentum we begin moving ourselves beyond imposed boundaries and seek personal growth and development. I can tell you in all my years, that's the key. It's not about just the money and the car and the next sale. It's about your personal growth and development, because without that, you will fragment and the foundation will crack. Spring is uplifting energy. Are you taking a moment to step away to feel that? Healthy engagement expands both our energy and our consciousness. In this season, our urge is to face everything, hide from nothing in ourselves. That would be your natural urge. The season lends itself to be more successful, bringing emotional needs and pain gently to the surface so that we may consciously release them. It's kind of a spring cleaning internally. We can stop procrastinating. We can face challenges that emerge from deep in our being or in our day-to-day life that impede us from grasping. And this will be the next flow, summer fire, our true path in our hearts, the one that flows on a reawakening of comfort and ease. Let me repeat that. We can stop procrastinating and face the challenges that emerge from deep within our being and in our day-to-day life that can impede us from grasping summer fire, our true heart path, the one that flows a reawakening and a comfort and an ease. Spring is the time of actualizing the incubated vision you had and created as the Earth axis changed in winter, when all the cosmic order was reordered for your benefit. And it comes into greater light as the axis of the Earth moved us into spring. Our ability to focus on fresh and new comes through the participation of nature itself. Spring synchronizes us with the ambient movement of positivity, determination, expansion, creativity, and cleanliness. It's time to shake off the winter web cobs, sweat out the toxins, stimulate serotonin and dopamine in the brain, and build revitalization in our lymphatic circulation. The liver wants you to move, not vegetate. With the support of the wood element, we can capture all we are ready for and promote a smooth flow of energy through our body, preparing us for summer fire. You would have never had the time or the thought to do anything I've spoken of for the average person that's listening to this if you were at work and you were chasing what you thought was life building. With self-responsibility for full engagement, we can work with these universal principles found in nature to grasp deeper support from the earth, enabling us to get a better hold of the natural environment and expand in awareness into who we are, what we want, and to be the greatest expressions of well-being. That belongs to us. Spring releases you to the personal refreshed what and why, and the abundance of the earth elements offer you the ability to create inspired expressions of how and when. How and when, through the breath of the heart meeting universal governance, just what I've described here, in what summer, winter, spring, and fall actually offers you. It's your backbone, and you're not actually probably even recognizing it. Documented from ancient to modern times in the 5 elements, in the modern world, in the biology of thinking and biomimicry, you can find your awareness that will support transformation of superior rhythms and timing in both your personal and business life. All efforts weigh in and support one of the 9 patterns identified in modern science. Nature rewards cooperation. I hope you find the beginning of doing so.